The narcissistic spiritual person. So, a lot of people call themselves spiritual, and I think many people lost touch with what it actually means, because spirit means you are connected to your own spirit, and spirituality means you raise consciousness, you are aware, you met yourself, you have different practices that meet you. You know, a lot of people can say, I've read those books. You can read any book, you can do yoga, you can meditate. No matter what you do, nobody knows what's going on in your head. You can meditate for 2 hours a day, but think about puppies in your head, which is fine, but it's not really meeting yourself. You can go to therapy and not really meeting yourself. You can sit with yourself and not really meeting yourself. Spirituality means you are you've been really honest with yourself, you do the work. You heal, you see your trauma, you heal your trauma, you take a deep look at yourself and be really honest with yourself. You are there with your anger, you are there with your frustration, your sadness. You look at your triggers. You know, everyone can be vegan. Everyone can sit and pretend to meditate. Everyone can talk about love and light. But going through the darkest of depth and down there where it's lonely and sad and frustrating and really, really, really miserable and dark, only a few people really do that. Even spiritual leaders, there's so many that have millions of followers, and I personally consider only a few really, really coming from a place of truth. In my opinion, that's Lori Ladd, that's Phil Good. Eckhart Tolle, of course. Tolle has lots of followers, but is, in my opinion, also saying smart stuff. But Lori Ladd had a really difficult upbringing, or really difficult childhood, as she talks about it sometimes, I think, and Phil Good as well. And both of them I consider coming from truth and realness, and really people who've been through hell and back. I personally always would consider myself as aware and conscious. And it's doing the work. Everyone can wear certain clothes, everyone can go vegan if you call that spiritual, everyone can, but if you don't sit with yourself, if you don't look at yourself, if you don't look at your anger, your frustration, your trauma, you're just a hypocrite. And there's lots of narcissism everywhere, in spirituality as well. And you never see, that's when energy doesn't lie, right? Everyone can talk about light and love and whatever. If they haven't met themselves, they are not coming from an authentic place. They are just copying something, they're just reading the books and say, I've read the books, it's on your list, that's great. But if you haven't done the work, you haven't met your spirit, and you can call yourself spiritual, but that's energy work. That's going through, you've been here many times and you've been targeted. That's when you are actually a light worker and a starseed, because you've died many times to and still come back to be of service. And I think there's narcissism everywhere and anywhere. You can be a narcissistic doctor and mother and parent and teacher and taxi driver, and you can be in spirituality and call yourself spiritual and be narcissistic. And that's very, very common. Spirituality, or calling yourself spiritual, it means you've done the work, and only a few people really do the work.